Welcome coders, this is ETL day 4 and in this session we will see case study questions which will be very important for you in real-time projects. We will perform complete hands-on. Let's summarize what we have done so far. So we have covered all of the ETL pipeline in day 1, day 2 and day 3. And talking about day 3, so we have done complete automation, or you can just say it as a continuous data loading where we have used streams and task concepts, and in that we are just simply just uploading one data file to the S3 location, and rest all the things are going automatically without any human intervention. That is data loading, CDC capturing, CDC consuming DML type data to the target tables, and all things were going automatically. So till now we have covered complete ETL concepts and practical. So you should watch this from day 1 if you haven't watched my ETL processing hands-on series. If you are following my ETL hands-on from day 1, then your concepts of ETL processing is well prepared and you are ready to go to work on the case study questions, which is very helpful for the real-time projects. So let's quickly move to our case study questions, and pardon me guys for lengthy intro, as I feel it's important to summarize what we have learned so far. So let's quickly move to the case study question of this session, that what we are going to see and which question we are going to solve in this session. So this is a case study question 1 which we will follow here and which we will solve in this video. So this is basically our project context, and it is written here: customer data warehouse need to store all the customer details and keep track of history as well. Create ETL data warehouse. Okay, so what we have to do here I have to create a one customer table, and whatever changes is being done on that table, we have to just maintain the history of that table as well. Okay, pipeline in Snowflake to store customer history data. Okay, we will just simply create another table, means you can say that table will be just a staging table, or you can say the target table, and we will just store all of the history changes to that target table. Okay, so these are the some of the steps given. Day 1, load all the data into the customer table. In the day 1, we will just simply load all of the data to the customer landing table, and from the next day onwards identify the new customer updated record based on the existing customer table data, and insert new and update records with the latest extract and load date. Okay, and get all the customer details from the customer table. So from the, suppose that you are having a one customer table, and in the day 1 all of the data is being loaded to that customer table. Okay, and suppose that in the next day, suppose that some of the new customers register to that website or any of the database, like that way you can take an example. So in the day 2, some of the new data will again uploaded to that customer table. So suppose that there are some existing records which will be just replaced, some new records will be inserted, and some old records will also be deleted. So how can you just track those changes? So for that, what we will do, we will just create a one customer history table, and that will just track the changes of the history data. Whatever the changes is being done on the customer table, whether inserted, updated or deleted, that all things will be captured in the customer history table with the extract date and load date column, is when that data is being changes and when that data is being updated. Like that way we have to just mention the extract and load date. So with all of the columns in the customer table, we have to just insert 2 more columns. One is extract date and the second is load date. We have to mention that when this data is being updated, right? And get all the customer latest detail from the customer table. We will just get the latest data. Okay, so this is a data set. There is a customer day 1 and day 2 data set. In both files we have customer details. Day 1 all have new records, where day 2 have new and updated and duplicate records. Okay, there is a one file, I will show you that file, customer day 1 and customer day 2, and in the customer day 1 all of the new records are there. New file will be uploaded to the customer table, and in the day 2, whenever we will upload day 2 file to the S3, then that file data will be uploaded to the table, and in that day 2 file we are having updated and duplicate records as well, right? So these are the some of the columns which are given. We have to make the table metadata according to these columns, right? We will be having account number, and it will be a primary key, and the second column of this customer table will be of extract date, which will extract the date, and these are the some of the data types, and name, address, phone, email. Okay, so we will be having these metadata columns for creating the customer table, right? And this is basically our solution expectation. This, first of all, there are some of the steps are given so that you can better understand about the case study question, that what you are going to do and what is the expectation about this about this case study question, right? So these are the some of the steps given. So in the first step we will just create a customer table, and in the second step we will just upload one file to the bucket location, and after that in the day 2 as well, that data file will be uploaded and that data will be loaded to the table, and after that we will just prepare the select statement, and that data will be just are loaded into the customer history table, and that will just track the changes, right? Okay guys, so let's quickly move to our Snowflake console and let's practice the case study question. Okay, so as my earlier free trial account was expired, so I have created a new Snowflake account. So this is ETL day 3. I have imported worksheet here in this new Snowflake account. So these are the things which we have done so far. So let's create a separate database first. So I'm just creating a database, and I'm just creating a schema as well, which is sky, right? So what we will do, we will just perform these of the queries, because I have created a new account, so I have to just run all these queries, means create a storage integration, file format, and all those things. Okay, so I have written some of the queries here to save time, so let's run these queries. Okay, so this is basically our storage integration. So let's create a storage. Okay, what it is happening, unexpected e, right? Okay, so let's run this. Storage integration is created, and let's create a file format, and this is having a simple file format properties, type csv, field delimiter, comma, and error on column count mismatch will be false. Okay, so let's create a stage first, and let's verify that whether stage is just showing the data or not. Okay, so let's list the stage first. Okay, it is showing no results, right? Because I have not uploaded any of the data file to our Snowflake S3 bucket. Okay, so what it is showing, let's open our S3 bucket and let's see what it is showing. So it is showing ETL bucket, and we are not having any of the objects, that's why it is showing here no query produced. Okay, so according to our table metadata, I have just written here the table query, right? Create or replace table customer, and we are just giving the account number. It is a primary key, as it is written here in our case study question. Yeah, we are having these 6 columns. We have basically used this file in our previous ETL days also. Okay, where we have used this file in the day 3 and day 2 as well, right? So you must be familiar about these columns: account number, extract date, right? Account number, extract date, name, address, phone, email. Okay, so account number is primary key, extract date is date, name and address, phone and email. Okay, so these are the columns which I have to create. So let's create a table first. So let's see. Okay, so table is created now, and after that we will create another table to maintain the history of the data. Okay, so for that here it is written in the table metadata, right? So let's check here. Okay, so day 1 have all records and updated and deleted records. Next day onwards, identify new customer and update records based on existing customer table, and insert new and updated records with latest and extract data, right? So means we have to just maintain the track history of the changes which are being done on the table. So for that, what we will do, we will create another table to maintain the track of changes, means to maintain the history data, right? So for that, we are just creating the another table which is target customer. You can give the name as target customer, or you can just give customer underscore history as well, right? So create or replace table tg underscore customer, and it is having a column of account number, which is the primary key. Metadata columns will be same: extract date, name, address, phone, email, and we will just increase 3 more columns, right? As I have told you in the while explaining the case study question. Okay, here I have told you here, yeah, it is written here, you have to just insert new and updated record with latest extract and load date, right? So means we have to just increase 2 more columns in our customer history table, that when this data is being updated and when this data is deleted, or when this data is loaded, or whether this data is updated or deleted. Like that way we will just use the flag as well. Okay, you must be familiar about this flag. 01010 means false, 1 means true. Like that way here we will just use y and n. Y means suppose that if any of the data is updated in that table, then we will show the flag as y, and for deleted data we will show the flag as no. Means we will just show the flag condition L. Okay, let's write here flag will be y only in case of update. Okay, only in case of update, and rest will be no. Right, so flag condition will be just y only, means yes only in case of update. Means whenever any of the updation is done on that table, then the flag will show y, and in the rest cases means insertion or deletion, flag will show no. Okay, so here we are just giving the column as start date. Means whenever that transaction of being updated, inserted or deleted is started, so we will show that date as here include with these columns. Okay, so start date, and the data type of this will be timestamp anti-chat. Okay, and end date data type will be timestamp anti-date, and flag data type is just a string. Okay, and if you want to give it as a 0101, so you can just give it as int. Right, so here we are just giving the like that way, yes or no. So that's why we are just putting it as an string. Right, so these are the metadata columns of the target customer means history table, where we will maintain the history of the customer records. Right, and guys here we are just giving timestamp anti-date because it will just internally store your wall clock time with a specified precision. Okay, so whatever operations are performed without taking any of the time zone, whenever we will just give timestamp anti-date data type of any of the column, then it will not take any of the time zone, and it will show you the wall clock time. Okay, and if you are just giving it as a timestamp, then it will take the time according to the time zone. Right, so that's why we are just giving timestamp anti-z. Okay, and the UTC indication will not be shown here like that. Okay, so we will just understand this thing when we will see the date there. Okay, then we will better understand this thing. Okay, so let's create this table of this customer history table where we will maintain the history. So now I have created these two tables. First is the table customer, and the second is history table means target customer, where we will store all of the history. Okay, where we will just track the changes. Right, okay, so now we have to just simply create a pipe for data loading. So we will now create a pipe, and after that we will load the data into our customer table. Right, so this is a basic syntax. We have just copied this thing from the ETL day 3. We have done all those things in the ETL day 3. So just I have copied these things from the ETL day 3, because if you will write all those things in the video, then video will be more lengthy. That's why I have copied. Okay, so create or replace pipe, and syntax is same, auto ingest will be true, and this is our table name. I am just copying the data into this customer table, and after that from where I am just going to copy from this stage. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, what it is saying, table customer does not exist. Okay, so here schema changed, so let's change the schema to sky.sky, and let's create the pipe. Right, so it is executing, and let's see the output. So pipe is successfully created, and you can just check the system pipe as well. And now we are having a pending file count 0 and notification channel. I have set up the notification channels event, so that's why it is showing the system pipe status as ARN as well. And if you are new to pipe, and if you don't know that how to schedule a pipe, and how to troubleshoot a pipe, how to create an event notification, then you can watch my previous video where I have discussed these things in brief. Right, so let me just quickly summarize. Right, so after creating the pipe, you have to just simply describe your pipe, and you have to just copy the ARN from here. Okay, so this is your notification ARN. You have to just simply copy this notification ARN, and after that you have to simply move to your bucket location, and after that you have to move to the properties, and here you will see one option of the event notifications. Right, so it is loading, just wait. Okay, so you can see I have created this event, customer event. Okay, and here you can see this is the ARN of the Snowflake. Right, so suppose that you want to create any new event notification, so what you have to do, you have to just simply give any name here, and after that you have to just simply do this checkbox for all object create events, and after that you have to choose here destination. Okay, here I have told you in previous session that you can just create the event notification by SNS topic or by SQSQ as well. Okay, for if you want to create it by using SNS topic, then you have to simply create a SNS topic as well, and you have to just give the ARN name of the SNS topic including with the pipe as well, pipe creation metadata, right? So that's why we will just simply use the SQSQ, and after that you have to just enter your ARN which you have copied from the Snowflake. Here we have copied this thing, so we are just giving this thing here, right? So as you can just create your event notification like that way. Okay, so I am not going to create because I am already having event notification. This thing I have told for you guys that if you don't know about this event notification, then you can create like this way, right? So our event notification is created already, so I will not create event notification. So now what we will do, we will simply upload one data file to our bucket location, and we will see that whether that data is being loaded to our table or not. Okay, so before that let's check the data in the table and let's verify these things. Select district from customer. Okay, so query produced no results, and let's check that more data. Select district from tg underscore customer. So here also we are not having any data, so now we have to create a stream as well, right? Because without creating a stream, how can we just track the changes, means which data is being updated and which data is being loaded, right? So for that we have to create a stream, right? So for creating a stream, what we will do, we will simply write here a stream creation, and what is taking account, right? So for creating a stream, we will just simply write the simple command create or replace stream, and let me give a stream name as customer str on table sky dot customer. Okay, so let's execute this and let's create a stream. Okay, so stream is successfully created, and let's show stream. Okay, so streams, and let's check. Okay, so we have this customer str, this is owner, and this is table. Okay, on this table this is created. Okay, so this is delta, as by default a delta stream is created, means a standard stream which will just capture all of the changes, right? Where we have discussed about these streams in the streams video. You can watch that video as well, right? So stream is successfully created, and let's verify the data in stream as well. Select district from customer underscore str, and let's verify here. So query produced no results. Okay, so here we are getting no results here in all these three select queries. Okay, so now we will just upload one file. We will just upload one file to the bucket location, and we will see that what we are getting. If we will face any error, then we will just troubleshoot our Snowpipe. Okay, so let's upload one more file. Not one more file, I have not uploaded any file, so let's upload the first file here. Okay, so this is customer day 2. As in the customer day 1 and day 2 we are having the same data. In customer day 1, whenever I will upload customer day 1, then it will just upload means load all of the data to the table, because in the table is vacant, we are not having any of the data. And whenever we will upload customer day 2 again, then there are some of the duplicate C records and some of the new records like that way. Okay, so we will just track those changes. Okay, so this is customer day 2, and let's upload this thing. So it is uploading, so just wait for some time. Okay, so upload is successful. So now let's check the data here, and first of all, before checking the data, you have to simply check the pipe status. Okay, so pending file count is 0, and here we will see the timestamp, ejector timestamp. Okay, so last pulled timestamp is this thing. So let's wait for some time, as it will just trigger the notification to the events that I am having this data file, and you have to just load that data, right? So let's wait for some time, and after that we will check the pipe status. Okay, so you can see last ingester timestamp is showing here. Okay, it means that your data file is loaded, right? So you can see here path is also given. Customer day 2 means customer day 2 file data is loaded to the customer. Okay, so let's check the data in the customer table. Okay, so you can see we got 13 rows, and let's check in the stream whether the stream has captured or not. Okay, so you can see metadata is action is insert, and metadata is update is false, and metadata row id is given here. Okay, So we got all of the data and our stream has also captured those things, right? And there is a one more query. You can just simply check the copy history of the table as well. Okay, that checking the copy history of the table. Okay, as I have told you this thing in a previous session as well, that how can you check the copy history, because this query will be very important whenever you will just work on the ETL. And in every day you are just getting, in a single minute you are just getting lots of files data loaded into your table. Then how you will understand that which data file is loaded into our table? Okay, so for that this command is very important. Okay, so instead of writing, I have done this thing in previous session. This is the checking the copy history. You can check the copy history by this way. Okay, so instead of writing, let's copy this thing from the previous session and let's check the copy history here as well, right? So for that let's change the name here. Our database name is sky.customer, and let's check the copy history, right? It will show that which data file is loaded, right? So you can see file name customer day 2 is loaded, and this is our stage location, this is last load time, rows parsed, and all those things. It will show rows parsed, file size, and any of the error. If any of the error will occur, then it will show the error as well, and you can see the status is loaded, right? So like that way you can check the history of the table, that which data file is loaded to that table, right? Suppose that you are just getting getting lots of files, means hundreds of files data is loaded into that table, then how you will understand that which data file is loaded? So for that this command is very important. Okay, so like this way you can just check the copy history of the table. Okay, so now our stream has captured those things. So now it's time to just consume the data as earlier we are doing, right? So let's write here consuming the data from stream. Okay, why it is saying these things, right? Earlier in the ETL day 3 we are just consuming these things, like consuming insert records captured by the stream to the target table by using task and scheduling it. Okay, here we are just scheduling the task as well, right? So we will just do the same things here as well, but here we will just perform some, the method will be different, because here we are just increasing one more, and here it is written in the our case study that you have to just consume all of the data from the stream and load to the target table with latest extract and load date. Means we have to increase the 3 columns. First one will be extract date, load date, and the flag. Okay, so for extract date, load date, what we are doing, we are just giving the start date, end date, and flag, right? So let's write the query here. Okay, what it is saying, doing some instance. Okay, so okay, let's remove the spaces, and here we are having, okay, consuming the data from stream. So how can we consume the data? So, and in the stream which data I am having, I am just having inserts, right? Okay, so for inserts let's verify the data in stream again. Select a step from customer str, right? So you can check here, we are having only the metadata is action is insert in all of the records, so it is a inserts. Okay, so first of all we will just consume all of the inserts to our target table, right? And let's show you the data in the target table. In the target table we are not having any of the data, right? So for that, how can we consume the data? Earlier what we are doing, we are just writing this query, right? Let me show you that query. Okay, so for consuming the inserted records, we are just writing this query like this way, right? By putting these conditions, metadata is action insert, and if it will be false, then we will insert those things. Okay, but here method will be different, because we have to just increase 2 more columns, for 3 columns, sorry. First one is start date, end date, and the next one is current flag, right? So let's consume the data. Insert into, where I want to insert, I want to insert in the tg underscore customer. Okay, tg underscore customer, and let's write the columns: account number, and extract underscore date, extract date, name, address, phone, email. Okay, we are having these columns, right? Okay, let's verify these things. Account number, extract date, name, address, phone, email. Okay, and in the target table we are having 3 more columns: start date, end date, and flag as well, right? So for that thing, what we will do, we'll just simply do these things by default. Okay, so let's write here start underscore date, start date, end date, and flag. Okay, so we are having these columns in our table, in our target table. Okay, so I want to insert these things. Okay, so now we will just select or select these columns data from our stream, because we are having this data in our stream. Okay, so select account number, extract underscore date. Okay, let's write in small only, it will not show any error, but let's practice in better. Okay, so that interface will look better. Okay, address, phone, email, and now we are having start date, end date, and flag. So for start date, as I have told you that we are just using the timestamp and tz. Okay, so we will just take the data here only. Okay, as a while create in the table creation metadata, we are just giving the default values to any of the column. Okay, so how we are just giving default values? By giving this default command. Okay, by giving this default command, we are just giving the default values to any of the column. Like that we only we will just use here. Okay, so for that, what we will do here, we will just for this start date, for start date we will just write to timestamp. This is a function, to timestamp function. Okay, this is the function. Okay, so it will show you the time. Okay, and after that, current timestamp, as you are already familiar with this function, current timestamp, which will show you the time. Okay, current timestamp. Okay, and for the end date, there is no any of the end date, so you can just give the end date as null, or you can just simply write this simple format, this thing 999 and 12 and 31, right? So this is will be format. You can just give any of the end date like this way, or you can just use this function as well. Okay, and the flag you can give y or n. Okay, flag I am giving n, because here we are just inserting the data. Okay, or you can just take like this way, you can just show the flag value as y for insertion and updation, and you can just show the flag value n for the deletion. Okay, so let's take like this way as well. Okay, we are just showing flag y for inserted or updated records, and we will show flag as n means no for the deleted records. Okay, so from where I am just selecting these values from stream. Okay, so our stream name is customer underscore str, where metadata dollar action will be insert. Okay, metadata dollar action will be insert, then we will just take all of that data. Okay, so this is a simple query for consuming the inserted records. Okay, so let's write this thing here. So insert into target customer, and we are having these columns in our table, because if we will not write these columns, then maybe it will show you the column count mismatch error. Okay, so that's why we are writing these columns, we are selecting these things, and we are just giving these by default values. Okay, for all those extra columns which I have added from customer stream, and where metadata is action will be insert. Okay, so let's run this and let's check the output. If we will face error, then we will just try to solve that. Okay, so we have not got any of the error, and you can see number of rows inserted 13. So let's check the data in the target table. So in the target table, you can see we got all those things with the start date, end date, and all those things, start date, end date, flag. Okay, you can see we got all of the data, start date, end date, and flag, right? Start date, end date, and flag, right? Flag is y here, because we are just inserting, and I have told you that for insertion it will show y, and for updation it will show y, and for the deletion it will show n. Okay, so by this way I have just consumed the inserted records with these columns, means that start date, end date, and the and that flag. Okay, so after that, what you can do, you can just update as well. You can simply try for the update, and suppose that you want to just perform this thing for automation, so you can just simply create a task as well for this thing, right? So let's create a task for this thing, create or replace task, and let's give task name as customer underscore task. Okay, create or replace task. Okay, And okay, let's copy instead of writing again and again. So we have written this thing, right? So let's copy. This is a simple syntax. Okay, you must be familiar about this thing. Okay, customer task 01, warehouse will be this, schedule will be 1 minute, and when stream has data, which is stream, this is customer stream. Okay, sky dot customer str, as we are just in, running this query. Okay, so what we will do, let's upload one more file to our bucket location, and let's see that whether that file data is being loaded to our target table automatically or not. Okay, we will verify that thing. Okay, so for that, what we will do, we will check the data in the target table first. Okay, so you can see here in the target table we are having only 13 rows, and let's write here. Okay, so that concepts will be more clear. Okay, and here as well we are having 13 rows in the customer table. Okay, and in the stream we are not having any data because I have consumed all of the data from the stream. Okay, you can see this thing. Okay, so let's upload one more file to the bucket location, and let's see that whether that file data is being loaded to that table, and that data is being loaded to the target table automatically or not, because we have just scheduled the task. Okay, so for that, let's see this. Let's copy this customer continuous, and we are having the same data in this file as well, customer continuous. Okay, so upload is done successful. So now what will happen here, I have uploaded one that file, and that file data will be loaded to this customer table, means 13 more rows will be uploaded. So 13 will be, we will get 26 rows. Okay, and here as well in the target table as well we will get 26 rows. Here all things will go automatically because we have just scheduled this task. Okay, okay, I have not scheduled this task till yet, right? So let's schedule this task first. Okay, then we will resume this task. Okay, so task is created, and now resume this task, because by default whenever you will create any of the task, then that task will just be moved to the suspended state. Alter task, and task name is customer underscore task underscore 01, and resume this task. Okay, resume this task. Okay, so before resuming the task, let's perform one thing. Let's check the data in the stream. Okay, okay, so in stream we are having 13 more rows. Okay, you can see, so these 13 more rows will be just loaded to the target table. Okay, so you can see in the customer table we will get 26 rows. Okay, you can see we got 26 rows, but in our target table we are having just 13 rows. Okay, so whenever we will just resume this task, then it will run, and it will just consume all of the data. Okay, so now task is in the resume state, and it will just consume all of the data from the stream, and it will load that data to the target table, right? So for that, what we will do, we will not do anything, all the things will go on automatically. So we will just wait for 1 minute, and after 1 minute this task will run, and this task will show all of the data to the target table. Okay, as we are performing in the previous session, right? So let's check the data in the target table. Let's see. Okay, here we are having 13 rows only. Okay, so let's wait for 1 minute. Okay, so let's do show tasks, and let's check the status. Customer task, this is id, and this is, you can see schedule is 1 minute, and you can see the state is started, and this is the work of this task, insert into these things, right? So let's check the data. I think 1 minute is now over, so let's check the data in the target table. Still we are having 13 rows, so let's wait for 1 minute. I think 1 minute is very big. Why it is like that? Let's check again. Okay guys, you can see we got 26 rows in the target customer table. Okay, we got this thing. Okay, so it means our task is successfully running, and it will just made a ETL pipeline for continuous data loading. Okay, so this is the task which I have to do. So let's perform this thing again, and let's upload one more file to this location, right? So for that, what we will do, let's change the name. So let's copy this, and let's paste here only, and let's give here customer underscore 1. Okay, so let's upload that same data file, and let's upload. Okay, so file is uploaded, and now we will not perform any query, we will not do anything, all the things will move to automatically. So here 13 more rows will be, so we will get 13, and here 13, and here 39. Okay, as in the stream we will be not having any of the data because we have consumed all of the data. So we will just wait for 1 minute, and after 1 minute we will get all of the data in the customer this table. 13 more rows will be loaded, and 13 more rows will be just consumed from the stream and will be loaded to this target customer table because we have scheduled this task. Okay, so we will wait for 1 more minute. Okay, so instead of waiting, let's perform some of the updation as well, right? So for updation, let's write the query. So for updation, we will just begin the transaction. Okay, begin, let's write the query because now task work is going on. Okay, so that we will not run any of the query. Let's write the query for updating, update customer set, and we will just set up the name as well. Okay, set name is equals to Shivam, and we will use the ID as well, account number, right? Where account number will be equals to 1001. Okay, and after that we will just commit the changes. Okay, commit. Okay, so let's check the data in the target let's check the data in the main table first. Okay, so we can see we got 39 rows here, and let's check the data in the target table. You can see in the target table also we got 39 rows, but in stream we will be not having any of the data because all of the data is being captured by that task. Okay, you can see query produced no results, and all of the data been consumed from this stream by using this type because schedule is 1 minute. Okay, so this is working fine, we are not having any of the error. So let's suspend this. Okay, suspend because it will just consume the resources, right? So we have suspended this thing. So our task is working fine, and we before doing these updation and deletion, it is the same thing which I have done in the ETL day 3. So without wasting any time, we will just show you some of the practical that how can you consume the updation and insertion and deletion in one go, and how can you create the task. Okay, for just consuming all those things. Here I have shown you the example that how can you consume the inserted records by just scheduling the task. Okay, we are just putting the condition when stream has data, then all records which are being inserted, that records are being consumed from the stream and loading into the target tables. Okay, so in the similar way you can just try this for updation and deletion. Okay, so this is your home task. Okay, because if you will do all things in this video only, then you will not able to understand. Okay, so let's write here home task. Okay, because you have to just practice these things on your own as well. Okay, I will just provide you this complete case study question. You can just simply read all those things thoroughly, and you can just practice this thing on your own. Okay, because whenever you will practice on your own, then you will better understand these things. Okay, so I have just shown you for insertion that how can you schedule the task and how can you consume the data from the stream by these by default columns. There is time stamp, and I have shown you that how can you just show the data by a start date, end date, and flag. Okay, we are getting that thing. Okay, let's show you again in the target table. Okay, you can see we are getting the data in the start date, end date, like that way we are getting. Okay, so in the similar way you can just consume and update the data for the updation and deletion as well. Okay, those things are very simple. We have done this thing in the ETL day 3. Okay, you can see in the ETL day 3 we are just deleting, we are just updating, and we are just running this merge query. Your task is to simply write the merge query for consuming all of the data. Okay, and after that you can just simply write this simple query for creating the task. I have shown you this thing. Okay, that how can you create the task and put the condition that when stream has data. I have shown you this for insertion. You can just simply do the same thing for updation and deletion. Okay, because if I will do this thing in the video, then video will be more longer, as a previous ETL day 3 video is for 1.5 hours. Okay, so that's why I don't want to make the big video for this ETL day 4, because we have just done this thing, consuming updates and deleted records. Okay, we have done this thing already, so we don't have to repeat this thing and make video longer again and again. Okay, so that's why we will not perform this thing. This is your home task, and if you will face any type of doubt, then you can just simply ask me and I will certainly help you out. Okay, so this is for this thing. And okay, let me show you one thing, and that how can you write these queries, merge queries, because here because here we are just increasing those columns, right? Start date, end date, and column. Okay, so for a deletion you have to just write this same query for deletion, and for updation you have to just compare these columns for stream and for the target table, and for insertion I have told you that thing. Okay, so let me write some query here, some important queries, so that you can just do your home task easily. Okay, so for that what we will do, let's write some query here. Okay, so merge into tg underscore customer, alias name you can give, and you can just give using, and we will just use stream, select asterisk from customer str. Okay, and for the alias name for this will be t2. Okay, t2 on, and this is t1, and we will use the primary key. Account number is equals to stream dot account number. We will use these conditions. Okay, and when these conditions are matched, then we will just when matched, and t2 means stream dot metadata columns also we will use. Okay, metadata dollar action. Metadata dollar action is delete. First of all we will write for delete. Okay, metadata dollar action is delete, then we will just simply delete that data. Okay, then simply we can just delete that data. Okay, you can simply delete that data, or you can just write this in this way: update set, and we will just update the end date. Okay, end date, because we have to just give the end date as well, right? So we will just use the same function here, to timestamp and tz, and current underscore time stamp. Okay, current time stamp, and for the flag we will give n. Okay, because I have told you already that for insertion and updation the flag value will be y, and for the deletion flag value will be n. Okay, so you can write this way. Okay, and when matched, and again let's put the condition when matched, and t2 dot metadata dollar action is insert, and metadata dollar is update. Okay, this is we are writing for updated records. Okay, when this is true, then we will just update those records. Okay, then update set, and let's remove this account. I don't know why this account is coming again and again. Then we will just perform this comparison. Okay, this comparison. Okay, this comparison. Okay, so let's copy this thing and let's paste here. Then update set t dot extract date. So here we will just write, let's change the alias name, because here we are just giving different alias name, t1, and here as well t1, and for this our alias name is t2, right? For stream, this one t2, so we'll just give t2 here. Okay, t2, and here as well t2, here as well t2. Okay, so this is the thing which I have written, and after that this is for updation, and for insertion I have written already this one I have written. Okay, so we will just copy that thing. Okay, when all these conditions are not met, that it means that new data is inserted. Okay, and t2 dot meta. Okay, let's put dot t2 dot meta data dollar action is insert and metadata dollar is update is false because we are not doing any of the updates. Metadata is update is false. Then what we will do, then we will just insert the data simply. Then we will insert. Okay, so for that we will just simply copy this thing. Okay, this much, let's copy and let's paste here. Okay, then insert. Okay, let's remove this thing, insert, because we are just putting condition here for merge query because we are using merge here. Okay, earlier we are not using merge here. Okay, we are just simply inserting. Insert account number, exact date, phone, email, date flag, and we are just inserting these things, date flag, and after that here we will change this to values, and that values will be t2 means stream dot account number and stream dot extract date and stream dot name, stream dot address, stream dot phone. Mean t2 is stream alias name, right? So that's why we are just saying it as stream, so that your concepts will be clear. Okay, and this is by default timestamp, current timestamp, and this is the end date. You can just give end date as null as well. Okay, because this is our expectation of our case study to get the end date like that way. That's why we are getting that format. Okay, and this is for update inserted, right? So this is a why here. Okay, because I have told you already that for insertion and updation metadata, that current flag will be y, and for the updation will be y, and for deletion only metadata, not metadata, that flag will be no. Okay, so this is why here. Okay, from customer str. Okay, we don't have to write from customer str. Okay, and after that you have to simply close this and this much. Okay, so this is the whole merge query. Okay, so let's write here consuming, inserted, deleted, and updated. Okay, so in this way you can just write the merge query. Okay, let's give in this comment and let's, okay, this much you have to write. Okay, and suppose that you want to create a task, so you can just simply create a task on this query, create or replace task, and let's copy from here. Okay, okay, 02. Okay, so this is the whole merge query for consuming, inserted, updated, and deleted records. You can just simply try this thing. Okay, because we can't try this thing in the whole video because the video will be more longer. Okay, that's why we are not trying this thing in this video. Okay, in the similar way you can just find. Okay, so let's run this and let's see. It will show you the error only because we are not doing anything. Okay, it is saying metadata is update line 124. Okay, I have given the wrong spelling. Okay, let's run this. It will show number of rows updated, inserted, and deleted. Okay, if it is showing like that way, that it means your query is very well. Okay, and it is working fine. Okay, it will work fine whenever you will just do insertion, updation, or deletion. Okay, you can see number of rows inserted 0, number of rows updated 0, number of rows deleted 0. Okay, so means your query is fine and you are not having any of the error in this merge query. And whenever you will perform insertion, updation, or deletion on your data, then that day whenever you will run this merge query, then it will show here, suppose the number of rows inserted is 10, so it will show you 10 here. Number of, suppose that you have updated 2 rows, so it will show here number of rows updated 2, and suppose that you have deleted 5 rows, so it will show number of rows deleted 0. It is showing 0 here because we have not done anything, means we have not done any of the insertion, updation, or deletion. Okay, so this is your home task. You have to just perform this thing, guys. Don't copy this thing from my command. just try to just make your merge query on your own by just thinking and by just putting some of the conditions. Then your concepts will be more clear and you will able to write the merge query on your own. Okay, so in this way you can just simply write this merge query. I have given you this merge query, and in the similar you can just perform insertion, updation and deletion, and try to run this merge query. Then your concepts will be more clear and it will work. Okay, we are not having any of the error in this merge query for insertion, updation or deletion. You can also see here as well. Okay, here it is showing. Okay, if we are having any of the error in this, then it must be showing that error, but here it is showing number of rows inserted 0, number of rows updated 0, number of rows deleted 0. It is showing all of the columns, means what are the transaction speed. So it is working fine, and you can just simply create this task. Okay, you can see task is created, and in the similar way you can just simply resume this task. Okay, then it will work fine. Okay, you can see customer task 01 and 02. This is 01 is for insertion, 02 is for updation. Okay, you can see here both are suspended, and this is the merge query work of this customer task is 02. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial, and if you face any type of doubt here, then you can just simply ask me. I don't hope that you are having any of the doubt, because I have written the full merge query here. Okay, and this is also working fine here. Okay, you just have to just simply insert, update or delete some of the records from that data, and you have to just simply run this merge query. Then all of the data from the stream will be just consumed, and that data will be loaded to the target table. Okay, I have done your home task as well. Okay, so you can just simply see this thing. Okay, because, and guys, first of all you have to just try to write this merge query on your own only, so that you can better understand this thing. If you are facing any type of doubt, then you can just simply see my merge query, and you can just understand this merge query, that how I am writing this merge query. Okay, so that's all for today's session. And guys, my battery is also low, so let's end up this session here only, and meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial. And something I am missing, I think. What I am missing, I'm not able to recall that what I am missing as here. Yes, I got. You can just simply create one analysis table as well. Okay, that analytics table will just show you the data for flag. We are just giving this flag, right, y and n. So you can just simply create one analytics table, and you can just show the flag wise data based on the flag condition. You can just show the data to that flag, to that table flag wise. Okay, so means in the analytics table. Okay, so I think I'm missing this thing. You can just simply perform this thing. Okay, this is a very simple thing, that how can you just write those things. Okay, let's quickly perform this thing. Okay, as we are not having battery as well, and we are not having that much time, because video is more longer. Okay, so let's write performing analytics table. So what scenario I am going to follow? Let's first of all create the table with the same metadata. Okay, so for creating the analytics table, we will just simply give here customer analytics. Okay, this is the table for analysis purpose. Okay, customer analytics. Okay, so let's create the table. Okay, customer analytics. Okay, so this is our customer analytics table. Okay, yeah, the customer analytics table is now created, and now what we will do, we will just show the data in this analytics table on the base of flag condition. Okay, on the base of flag condition. Okay, so on the base of flag condition means flag value will be y for insertion and updation, right? For updation and insertion, flag value will be y. For insertion and updation, flag value will be y, and for flag value will be no, flag value will be no for deletion. Okay, for deletion. Okay, so this is our task. Okay, so suppose that there is a one analytics team, and there is a one member of analytics team, and he wants to see the data from your table means that which data is being updated and which data is deleted and which data is inserted. Okay, so on the basis of this flag condition he can see the data. Suppose that he wants to see the data for the flag value y, means flag value y is for insertion and updation, so he will get all of the inserted and updated records only. Okay, and suppose that he wants to see the data that which data is being deleted, so he can see the data for the flag value n. He can put the condition like that way, flag value is equals to n, then he will get that deleted data. Okay, so in this way he can write. So how can you just get the data in that? Okay, so let's write here insert overwrite into customer and what is the table name, that customer, yeah, this one, customer analytics. Insert into customer analytics and we will just select all those things. Select account number, name, address. Okay, and we are having extract date as well. Okay, we forgot extract date. Okay, let's run extract date, account number, extract date, name, address, phone, email. Okay, phone, email from tg underscore customer. We will just use this table and we will put the condition that where flag is as yes or no, where flag is n. Okay, so we can just insert that data to this analytics table and we can just check that data. Okay, suppose that there is a analytics member and he wants to see the data which is being deleted. Okay, so for deletion flag value is n, means no, so he will put the condition n. And suppose that he wants to see the data means which is being inserted or updated, so for inserted and updated flag value is y, so he will put like this way y. Okay, so let's run this and let's check number of rows inserted 39. Okay, so let's check the data in the table, in the analytics table. Select asterisk from customer analytics, this one. Okay, so let's check here. Okay, here all the flag value will be yes only. Okay, you can see we got 39 rows. Okay, and all the rows data is y only. Here we are not getting the start date and date and flag. Why we are not getting? Because we have not given here. Okay, you can just simply give here to timestamp and tz and current timestamp, like that way you can give. Okay, current timestamp, like that way you can give. Okay, you can give like this way. Okay, then you will be able to see the data by that current timestamp and all those things. Okay, and flag as well. Okay, and suppose that there is an analytics member and he wants to see the data which is being deleted, so you can just simply put n here, where condition, and that only deleted records will be shown and the deleted records will be inserted to the customer analytics table and that data will be deleted. Okay, this is just for our case study as it is given in the case study, so that's why I am just creating this analytics table. Okay, so there is no need to create this thing because you can just do and perform this query on this on that target table only. You can just simply check the data by this way. This is a simple thing, you have performed this thing in SQL only. Select asterisk from suppose that tg underscore customer and you can just simply put the condition here where, okay, customer where flag is equals to y. Okay, because here we are just creating a separate table for customer analytics. Okay, so here we are creating customer analytics table, means we will just insert all of the inserted, updated, deleted records to that customer analytics table. Okay, this is just a waste of time. Okay, here in the case study question it is given, that's why we have done this thing. But you can just simply write this simple query and you can just simply check the data which where flag value is y and where flag value is n. Okay, so you can just simply check like this way as well. Okay, by putting the flag value in the where clause. Okay, you can see flag value is y in all of the cases, so that data is shown here. Okay, as you are just doing this thing is a very simple, you must be doing this thing in SQL. As suppose that you want to see the data where name is this one, where id is this one, you are just performing this thing in the where clause. Okay, so that's a very simple thing. Okay, so this is the thing which you can do. I thought that I should tell you because this is given in the case study. Okay, so that's why I have told you this thing. Okay, you can just simply perform just query that flag wise data by performing this one from the target table directly, or you can just simply create an analytics table. I have told you that how can you create the analytics table. Okay, you can just create like this. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Meet you soon in the next very interesting tutorial, and this is your task. I have told you this merge query, and I have shown you that this is a very correct query, and you have to just simply insert, update and delete some records, and it will show here. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye, take care of yourself guys. And now in the ETL day 5 we will just maybe deal with some of the JSON data, or maybe we will see some of the SCD1, SCD2, SCD3 type of case study questions, and perform some very complex ETL processing pipeline, because we are just performing ETL from day 1, and we are just moving one step ahead in every session. Okay, as now in this session we have performed this thing by giving some of the extra columns, 2 time step and tz we have learned, and we have learned that how can we query the data based on the flag, and how can we give start date, end date, or like that way. There are some of the real-time projects where you have to just write the queries and procedures like this way. Okay, so that's why this is ETL day 4, and meet you soon in the ETL day 5 with some interesting topic that may be of JSON or SCD1 or SCD2. So bye, take care of yourself guys.